yourself. You're not yourself.
Hello and good evening, Brisca V8 fans. We're here live at Big Valley Inner Oval for another Gold Roof qualifying round with the real-life drivers from Brisca V8 and various other short on oval racing formulas. Your co-commentator tonight is Sean136. Hello, Sean.
Hello, right, Mr. Twist, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm alright. Evening. We've already got an evening in the chat from Mr. Brooks. Hello, Mr. Brooks.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. So, we've got a first tonight, haven't we, Sean? Or hopefully
Yes,
a first, anyway. I've stumped you there, haven't I?
Yeah, I know what your first is going to be. It's split heats.
Split heats,
So,
indeed. So we've got a grand total of
something different for us.
22 drivers booked in, I think, or possibly 23. One of the
Yeah.
drivers there already tripping over my Prome car on the inside, so I'm going to have to make sure I do park that off the track for the actual races. Driver's just getting out there and practicing. So do you want to explain how the split heats are going to work, Sean?
Yes, not a problem. So we've got 2 heats, and it will be top 5 from each heat that will qualify. The rest will go through to the consolation, and then it'll be top 4 goes through to the final, which will be a 14-car final. So it could be a very interesting way, because every race tonight is going to matter even more, because everyone wants to get into the final. Because obviously normally, you can have one bad heat and then you're not too bothered. You've only got 1 heat to qualify, and you've only got the consolation again. So there's a lot riding on tonight. Just trying to get through.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been in these sorts of meetings before where you've got to qualify for the final, and it changes how you race, doesn't it? It just alters up slightly how hard you go into each corner. You maybe don't try and hit the front quite as early, because if you get it wrong, you're going to be at the back and you're going to be out of qualifying range. And I mean, first of all, if I was in this meeting tonight, I'd be trying to qualify in the heats, because there's no way I want to be doing that consolation.
No. Well, the cons. I mean, you've only got 1 heat to qualify, so you're gonna have to push as hard as you can in the heat. The consolation is going to be a wreck fest, literally.
Literally, yeah.
Pun intended. Pun intended there. Because everyone's going to be pushing even harder there, because it's your last chance to get through. Obviously, afterwards, the final lap, we will have all comers, which we've been having as well. So,
yeah, that's right. So, obviously, we've got some new drivers tonight. Is there any on the list that have taken your eye? Any that you think could be quite quick ones to watch?
Nothing that. Well, there's some interesting people on the list of the new drivers. None of them are known to myself. I don't know if you've seen any knocking about. Apart from probably Hot Rod Gaza, which is Gareth Davis.
Yes. He's been on the Xbox scene for some years now, hasn't he?
Yeah. But other than that, nobody really standing out for me, but we could very much see. I've noticed Richard Sleeman's a new one to us, and he's already on the blue, so that obviously shows that he's quick enough to be there.
I think what they've done with some of these new drivers is they've had a look at how fast they can go and tried to pick a grade for them based off that.
Yeah.
I think 2 that will be worth a watch are the 2 mini stock lads, Jack Witts, Witsy 180, and Sam Critchley, who's Sam Critch. I think them 2 will be definitely ones to watch. You'll see a lot of drivers backing out there, and I think those are the lads that aren't in Heat 1 backing out. We're going to go with another practice at some point. But yeah, the 2 mini stock lads I think definitely will be the ones to watch, because I don't know whether you've been watching any of the other series that have been going on, the E-Series, but it seems to be the younger drivers that are dominating them. So you'd think as they're going to be quick on the Xbox as well.
Well, you'd think so, yeah. I mean, I think, let's be fair, I mean, like, in this modern generation of games and stuff, it's generally the younger ones that are quicker than the older ones. I mean, it's just like in real racing, though, isn't it? The younger ones come through and they're quicker than the dads. So
Yes.
the games are just the same, I think. We probably will see it again tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Grade changes. Have you noticed any of the grade changes for this week? Or do you want me to go through them for you?
I haven't had a proper look. I can have a quick look. Let me just have a look here now. So,
Well,
we start off. So,
go on.
There's some interesting drivers that have moved around. To be fair, looking at the list, well, Bowman's up to red now. He was originally blue, obviously. Winning last week has helped that.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Luke Smith, he's still red. So, anybody you've noticed on the list?
Oh, I've just kicked you out of the lobby, Sean. I do apologise, mate. You pop back in. So, yeah, basically on the list, we've had a couple move up and a couple move down. I think for me, the ones that maybe you need to watch is Gillen, number 10. I think he's moved down from a red to a blue.
Yeah.
So he could be one to watch from a lower grade. We've got Sean Bowman obviously moving up to red, having won the European last week. So I believe he'll be sporting an orange roof for tonight, matching the red and the yellow colour.
Yeah.
Obviously on Wreckfest you can't get the checkered roof.
No, sadly not.
So he'll be sporting that roof grade tonight, the orange one. So he could be interesting to watch from red. And Harley Spencer's moved up to yellow as well. Harley went really well last week from white.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Harley Spencer was quick from white last week. Yeah. There's some interest, and he's one of the younger drivers. He's a Micro F2 driver, so like you say, the younger ones might have it here.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to start getting some of these lads into the lobby, hopefully. Sean's just rejoined. That's good to see. Sorry, Sean.
Unless you want to give me the boot again, it's fine.
No, it's because there was another chap joined, and as you know, with hosting lobbies yourself, it's sometimes difficult to move them out the lobby. They don't move at first, do they? Sometimes when you try and kick them.
No, they don't. No, I agree.
I'm just going to try and get Grant in for Heat 1.
I just think he wanted to do it. Just got to kick out on it.
So Heat 1 list. Starting off in the Superstar grade, we've got Terry Hawkins and Grant Lever. Starting for red, it's going to be Matt Barnard.
Then blue, we've got Ollie Spencer and Gillian Bullock. Then yellow is Harley Spencer, Jack Witts. And then moving on to white would be Liam Rose, Thomas Andrews, Tom Story, possibly Kevin Stutcherby if he turns up. He'll have to bear with.
Yes. He's allegedly going to turn up, but we'll wait to see whether that happens. Yeah. So I'm not sure what's happening with these chaps in terms of whether they're coming in for a practice. I think we might just do one more practice. We've got a lot joining who maybe shouldn't be joining. Okay. What we might have to do, because I think some of them are struggling to hear what's going on, so we could possibly run a pace car. I might just suggest that to them.
Yeah. I have my pace card ready. It's a slight repaint, actually. Looking down the list of cars, some interesting cars picked so far. Road Cutter being the favourites, looking at it, as has been. There's a few Speedbirds more than there has been. Quite an even split, actually, look at the Road Cutters. Looks like there's four Speedbirds. 5 Speedbirds, so... No, sorry, Speed Demon. Two Speed Demons. There's some interesting car choices. No, a couple of cars that haven't been picked at all. We've not seen a gate crash being picked at all, which is on the list. The cars that can be used.
Story has joined. Excellent.
As you can see, there are some new drivers in here that haven't raced yet before. As we mentioned before, Hot Rod Gaz is in there. Then you've got Witsy 180, which is Jack Witz. Sam Critch 64, which is Sam Critchley. Story 530, which is Tom Story. And I believe that's all the new drivers in this heat. I think.
Yeah. So, Sam Critchley has come in for Ollie, who's updating at the moment, so he's not going to make it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drivers for Heat 1.
Okay. With only 5 qualifying through, so be interesting to see. I think the more matter is, it won't be who wins, it'll be 4th and 5th and 6th. That's probably where you'll see a battle more is around that area, because that's where people are going to be wanting to try and qualify. Obviously, everybody wants to win, but just getting that final spot to get yourself through. And obviously, with the look in real life is the difference. You don't have a number in the top corner telling you what position you are, even though you'd like it sometimes. You try and work out off the starter.
You've got the starter,
so it can be. It's a lot easier. Yeah, but even that isn't exactly helpful sometimes. You do struggle to figure out.
Definitely. So, Mr. Co-commentator, we're just waiting on you to get this first heat underway. I think they know what they're doing.
I do apologise. So
With
just
the
pull off.
start. So we'll get out of the way. We'll let them get themselves set up and ready to go. And hopefully we can get them going. See who qualifies from this one. So who's your money on, Sean?
1 second, let me just sort me. So looking at the drivers, Terry C75 is obviously a favourite here. One of the faster drivers. I mean, a lot of the guys who we spoke to said he's one of the better ones to go against. Grant Leather from Red, another interesting driver that could be quick, but then you've got to look further down, or further forward, I should say. You've got Stockcart 345. He has shown to be quick, not quick enough to massively jump up the grades. I think he gets unlucky, but he seems to get the break early on in the races, I think.
Okay, so away they're going, and I managed to solve the mystery from last week, from how quick they were setting off. They aren't actually doing rolling laps, they do a clutch start. All decided on the timer. So basically, once the timer hits a certain number, they go. And straight away, Liam Rose is into the lead. And Witsy is right down in 10th place, so not a good start for the new guy.
No, definitely not. Rose looks like he clipped Witsy there, and he's been collected by the oncoming traffic. That's put him right down. That's allowed Thomas Andrews up to first place there, under fire from Evan.
Gillen, yeah,
which is
as we
Bullock.
was talking before the race, weren't we, about him starting his new grade at blue, and it seems to have paid dividends for him already. He's up to first place.
Yeah, it definitely looks. I mean, it looks like Matt Barnard making the charge from the Reds. Oh, and they've messed up there on the final corner, and that's allowed Matt Barnard to come through, and he's been tucked into the wall by H-Man, which is Harley Spencer.
So currently
as he come down the
leading
back
is
straight.
Evan, still in first place, Gillen Bullock. Witsy, remember, is a lap down. Something happened to him early on, which put him towards the back. And Terry's now come through into first place. He's developing to a really good race, this, already.
Yeah, fantastic races looking down. You got to look down the list. If you look around 4th and 5th and 6th, that's where the real race is going to happen, as well as they're trying to battle for the top 5 spot. Yeah,
of course.
Some hits going in there.
As this race goes on, we might focus in on that, because Terry has come from the very back to lead this already, so you'd think he's got that in the bag. So what we might do is we might move down the order to Sam Critchley there, who's currently the last place to qualify at the moment. He now moves up to 4th.
He's making the charge on them, though. He's getting in. He's reeling them in there as he passes Thomas Andrews on the inside, and he's got Sam Critchley on his inside there. He's trying to make the pass, but he's struggling on coming out of turn 2 now. He's still down there in 6th place. He's up the inside. Has he been able to make it stick? It looks like he might be able to
come through there on the inside, taking all 3 of them. That was a very good move from Sam, showing some knowledge from a driver much older than he actually is. So again, we'll try and go back to whoever is in 5th, which is currently Stops Kart, with newcomer Story sat in 6th at the moment.
Story's quite far back at the moment, getting tangled up from back marker Witsy there. It looks like Grand Leather's dropped right back down to 7th now. The pack's now started to spread out. So
we've got some action up front as well. Terry is now in 2nd place, so let's go back to that action and see what's happened there. H-Man well out in the lead, and Terry in 2nd with Liam Rose a lap down. Matt Barnard in 3rd. And Sam Critchley's dropped back to 6th. I don't know what's quite happened there. It must have all kicked off at the back.
Yeah, I've not seen any of that action gone on. It looks like Harley Spencer's got a right lead there from the yellow top, with Terry bringing up 2nd at the moment. Matt Barnard seems to have got a good place there. He was a lot further down last time I've seen, so there must have been a lot of bit of a kerfuffle gone on at some point. He's on the last lap. We will. I would say Harley looks like he's good. He's got this one in the bag as he goes down the back straight and comes down turn 4 now. But we look down the list. You've got Terry in 2nd there, Matt Barnard in 3rd. And he's going to keep it. Matt Barnard's got 3rd place. And then
currently focusing on Sam Critchley, who's about to cross in 5th place to qualify for his first final. With that new system in place, that's a good result for him, you'd have to say.
Yeah, very good result. Sadly, it was another all-comer that just missed out there, Tom Story, which will have to go through to the consolation. There's a few interesting drivers. Grant Leather didn't qualify there. And so did Gillian Bullock. He had such a good run early on in that race. It's a shame that he ended up down in 9th place. So
yeah, he's going to be disappointed with that, definitely.
Result. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes you hit the front early, don't you? And you end up getting caught up, and that's your night over, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. But so a good start there for H-Man already.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the night.
What we'll do now is we'll just clear out this lobby from the drivers that shouldn't be in for Heat 1. Going on to Heat 2. This will be a complete fresh set of drivers. So, list for Heat 2, Sean. Anyone take your fancy in Heat 2?
So, Heat 2, well, the favourite probably here would be Jim Slatter or last week's European champion, which would be Bowman. But back on the tarmac this week, so it'll be interesting to see how Bowman gets on there. He seemed to favour the dirt last week. Being miles quicker than anyone else on that figure of 8. Definitely using his racecraft more than some others. But yeah, there's some interesting drivers in this one. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think in terms of the white tops and the yellow tops, I think these are going to be more knowledgeable than in the previous race. So I don't think we'll see quite as much of a kerfuffle on the first couple of corners.
Yeah.
And really, they're going to have to get motoring to try and get away from the red tops at the back, who will be coming through really quickly in this one.
Yeah, they will be, definitely. I mean, even you look down at White, Craig Thompson's had some good runs in the past. If he can stay out of the car, that is.
Yes.
So, we have seen him take a heat win before. That was on the dirt. So with it being on the tarmac, it's a bit different for us to commentate on, because some people seem to favour a different surface. So we are seeing, but the guys you want to pay attention to are the all-rounders, probably further back.
Yeah, definitely. Much of the earlier part of these series was run on the tarmac tracks, so a lot of these drivers who are at the top of the points, who maybe didn't go as well last time out on the shale, will go better on the tarmac. So I'm looking at drivers like, as we saw in that last one, Matt Barnard seemed to go quite well in that one. I think he got unlucky on a few of the corners, but he was certainly up there for most of the race on pace. One driver I'm going to be interested in seeing how he goes is Red Shed, Richard Smith. He definitely drives like an entertainer, doesn't he?
You could say that, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely adds to the excitement of a race.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
So the drivers are starting to fill the grid up now. I think we're just missing on a couple. So we'll just get them in. RC Madness has said we need results for Heat 2. This is Heat 2 RC Madness, so who are we shouting on, mate? Who are we calling for? Tetley is not one of the drivers, so we will get the stewards down there to sort him out. So 11 drivers in for Heat 2.
Well, it could be one extra, so there could be even more lap traffic in this one, maybe. Yeah, don't forget to tell us who you're cheering on, and we'll try and shout you out as we get this night underway. As we're moving on to Heat 2. Should be another good race. The last one was a fantastic race. We thought Hawkins had it, but sadly he got caught up, and it looks like it could be another. Someone could get away early on and get caught up again. It's very good. There's a good chance of that. It's about getting through those back markers nice and clean. Because if you don't get them through quick enough and you get caught up yourself trying to make a pass, your whole race is ruined, and all that time you've just lost.
Definitely. RC Madness in the chat is going for Ashley Crofts to win this one. What do you reckon Ashley's chances are?
Probably a good one. He's definitely got a chance of having this one, starting from blue.
He's a driver that's moved upgrades,
pace.
Yeah,
he has shown pace about, and I have seen him in other races on this week. He is quick. Yeah, he can be very quick. So yeah, there's definitely a good chance there. I mean, what you really want is just getting that top 5 spot, and you'll be happy.
Definitely. So lining up at the front, we've got Craig Thompson and Hot Rod Gazza, which is Gareth Davies, who, as the name will suggest, is a hot rod driver. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Drivers getting ready for the clutch start. Of course, we don't know when they're going to go, so just hold on to your seats and wait for the roar, and off they go. Looks like the yellow tops have got a jump on that. I don't know whether they'll let Richard Smith straight into the wall. I don't know what's happened there.
Oh, he's been absolutely clobbered.
Yeah.
And to the back he goes.
What looked like a good start for him has rapidly turned into a bad start there. So Craig Thompson out in front with Hot Rod Gazza in chase. One of the new guys, Slick 124, through into third place with world champion Ollie in fourth, and Marcus in fifth. Marcus was a driver that was going well last week on the figure 8.
Yes, he was, yeah, but you know this is a different ball game on here. Back on a proper oval, back on the hard stuff.
Look at that! Who's already through up into fifth place from the back? SBD, fresh off his European Championship win. It looks like he's making up the places very quickly. Coming up to the back of Ollie Spencer now in fourth.
So Bowman looks to be trying to get his spot. He's there in fifth, having a good battle there. Sleeman there in sixth place, trying to reel them in. Doesn't seem to have the pace as of yet, but Ollie Spencer's just pushed him wide.
That's certainly going to help with the pace. Definitely. This is turning into
Marcus also looking
4-driver battle for fifth place.
Oh, Sleeman held on from a hit there, and it's Marcus up the inside. Oh, no, that's Bowman gone round. Bowman's so Sleeman is up to fourth place to Marcus in fifth. It's you've Shadow Luke there down in seventh place. He were trying to chase them down there. Marcus was looking for a place there off Ollie, trying to take him on the outside, but it hasn't paid off. So Ollie Spencer still keeping it there in fifth place. But out in front, it's Craig Thompson, who's looks quite way out in front from Craig.
Very comfortable at the moment, isn't he? Definitely.
Yeah.
Sean Bowman's day has gone from bad to worse on the home straight there. He's now a lap down and just been clobbered by the drivers coming through a lap up. Shadow Luke through into fourth place. Well, we did say about Shadow Luke, he's British champion, but didn't seem to be showing the pace on the shale surface, and this might be why. Maybe he's more of a tarmac driver.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's looking like it's so far in fifth place. He's probably going to make a couple extra passes here. I do believe that's Jim Slatter up to fourth there in this one.
Oh,
Richard
the driver,
Smith
gone completely the wrong way around there. That's not what we want to see. As he lost the plot
Jim Slatter out.
Yeah, that
Possibly.
is not good at all. I don't know what the stewards
Jim
will
Slatter
do about
down
that.
to eighth.
Yeah, Jim Slatter now a lap down. Although he comes back to unlap himself on Craig Thompson. Craig's got his thinking cap on here. I think he just wants to follow Jim and try and keep this lead over Hot Rod Gazza, who is well back. Craig does not need to get involved with a battle here.
Yeah, he's got a straight lead on him. He's got a half a lap lead on Hot Rod Gazza. He just needs to play nice and cool. He's on lap 13. There's no point doing anything silly at the moment. But we look further down, and it looks like that's actually Croft in fifth place there. He's somebody that's been further down the field, and we've not seen him make that top 5 spot so far. So he's in the qualifying zone.
It looks like he's picked the correct day to try and get into fifth spot.
Yeah, and Ollie Spencer is a good distance behind him. Craig Thompson takes the win there.
Very impressive win from Craig Thompson, that. I think Ashley Croft's going to maintain his fifth place there. He did have a sneaky look from Sean Bowman, but Sean Bowman, of course, a lap down.
Yeah.
So there your top 6.
So we look at the results from that one. It was Craig Thompson who takes the win. Then Hot Rod Gazza, who is your newcomer tonight, and also Sleeman in third as well. So 2 newcomers through there. Then Luke Smith in 4th, and then Ashley Croft in 5th. And the rest will move over onto the consolation. So some quick drivers in the consolation. You've got likes of Bowman there and Jim Slatter and Ollie Spencer all failing to qualify. So the consolation could be a hard one to get through.
Definitely. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, this one. We're going to try and get these drivers in now from the first heat that didn't qualify, and of course keep the ones in from this heat who did. You can see those drivers going now already. So coming back into this one is Story, 5:30. He was one of the new drivers tonight. We weren't sure what to expect from Story. How did he go in that first heat? Obviously, he didn't qualify, but did he impress you at all?
He seemed to go quite well, I think. Probably not as much as some of the newcomers in that one there, but maybe he just got unlucky. He's got his work cut out with some top drivers in this one.
Definitely. But I'm trying to think how many of the whites have gone through, because certainly a lot of whites went through in that one. Did many of the whites go through in the first one? Is he going to have many with him on the start? Is he going to be able to get away?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see as they jump in, as they all come in the game now.
And,
get in the lobby.
I'm going to make sure as we get the correct ones in for this one. Very important. We don't want a driver who's already qualified in trying to stop other drivers.
No, and definitely not.
Another new driver that's coming back in is Jack Witts. How did he go in that first one?
Probably not as good as he wanted.
It was a bit of a baptism of fire, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he spent the most of the time going backwards. Maybe taking a Richard Smith approach in that one.
Yeah, he's been studying the wrong driver, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe he's one of the younger ones that might not show the older generation up.
Well, possibly not. So we're just checking as we've still got the drivers in. Ollie and Jumbo to remain. Marcus stayed in. He has. Slick 124. SBD. He looked like he was going well early on, Sean Bowman. Did you see what happened? Did you see where he went wrong?
He just seemed to get caught up with a load of them, and he just didn't. His luck wasn't on his side at all in that one.
No.
And then when he was trying to come back, he got caught up again, and then ended up being lapped down. Then it wasn't his race at all, that one. So, sometimes you can't win them all. So I'm sure he's probably still buzzing after his European win last week. So hopefully he can try and bring that back tonight.
Definitely.
So are we just waiting on...
We're just making sure as the correct drivers are in that should be in.
Are we waiting on Witsy, I think, maybe?
We're waiting on Witsy, and we're also going to have to get back in. We're also going to have to get back in Jim. And did Shadow Luke? Shadow Luke did qualify. He was one of the drivers that I mentioned that went pretty well compared to his shale form. Yeah.
His shale form was quite surprising, really, because we were expecting more from him. Because we hadn't seen the British Championship when we joined, and obviously we've seen him on the shale, and we're thinking, what's going on? It must have been luck. But we are showing that he seems to be a lot quicker now on the tarmac, so obviously that's what his favourite is.
Definitely. So I'm just going to put a call out now in the chat for some of the drivers that haven't qualified. We're getting a lot of drivers trying to join, which is always the case on these sort of tracks, who shouldn't be in. But unfortunately, there's no private servers on Wreckfest, so we can't set a private one up.
No, sadly not. So you end up with lots of fans trying to join.
Definitely, definitely. I think some of the drivers are getting confused as well as to where they should be for this consolation. That driver that's just joined us tried a few times. He's desperate to get in for this heat, for this consolation. So prediction time, Sean, for this consolation. Where are you going, mate? Have you managed to judge the form of the tarmac racing?
Well, I'd probably say Bowman if you can keep it going the right way,
Pointing in the right direction.
I think Bowman's got. I think he's definitely got a good chance here. We didn't. I mean, Jim Slatton was up there until he got caught up with Richard Smith, but whether Richard's probably going to go for him again, maybe in this one. So he might try and stop him from qualifying.
Yeah, I think personally, I'd like to see Gillen get through Evan 110 because I think he went well in that race. He just got taken out when he was starting to make his way through. So it'd be nice to see him. Of course, in this one, we're looking for the top 4, not the top 5 to get through. So that's going to make it a little bit more interesting. And it'll certainly make it a bit more of a fight for that last spot.
Yeah, definitely. I think the just got to join the driver chat. They just didn't give me an invite. So let me just see what they're about. So if you just give me an invite back, and I'll just see what they want.
You go for it, mate.
Gonna get some information.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give our co-host, our co-commentator, an invite back. Drivers, I think they're all in and ready to go, but it's possible that there's a bit of confusion as to who should be in and who shouldn't be in. Thank you all for watching tonight. Of course, if you've enjoyed tonight, the V8s will be back again tomorrow night over on the PlayStation 4. I believe you can watch that on YouTube, where there'll be another group of drivers who will be out racing for the same round on the same track, but of course on the PlayStation side. Last week, I think the European title was won by Craig Kellett. Possibly a name you wouldn't expect to see win in real life, but he showed a great turn of pace on the figure 8 track. I watched it, and yeah, he really went for it. So yeah, you'll be able to see that on YouTube. You'll be able to get that link, of course, on the Brisca V8 Facebook page as well. So don't forget to go over there and give that a like. And I think only fair we should mention Guy Jolly, who's done a lot behind the scenes to set this all up. So thank you very much, Guy. Hopefully we can keep the series going. I have given my co-commentator an invite back. I'm not sure what the issue is. We shall give him another one just in case he didn't get the first one. Here he is. Do we have an issue? Right. Right, okay.
So it was including my audio.
Probably not, no.
No, I'll just repeat what I said so everyone who didn't hear me. Some of the drivers are just struggling to hear each other. They're just sorting that out. There seems to be a bit of some confusion going on. They're just trying to get that sorted.
Yeah, it's the first time they've run two lobbies on the Xbox side, so it's going to be difficult for some of these drivers getting used to it and getting started. They've all readied up, Sean. Does that mean they're all ready to go?
I'm hoping so. I'm guessing they all managed to jump in. They've managed to sort their problem out.
Hopefully,
so we'll see how
hopefully so.
he gets on this one.
Maybe some pre-consolation nerves.
Oh, well, I didn't know well. I just put myself in the wall.
It's not unusual for you, is it, mate?
No, well, no.
It's
about right,
I do
no.
apologise.
No, normally going for you. Right.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
But all good fun anyway.
So we'll get a bit of a look down the drivers at the moment. So starting on the front inside, you got Story, Liam Rose on the outside, Jack Witts on the front inside of the yellows, Richard Redshed 218 on the outside of the yellows, and Slick 124. Marcus on the inside at the back of the yellows. Further back there we can see, and they're off actually, they're away. That clutch start has worked well for Liam Rose. Story, obviously one of those drivers struggling a bit with communication because he's way back now in third place. Did not set off at all going away from that. Liam Rose going nicely. A good lead. And Story, our new man, has put Richard Smith away. Is that a good idea, Sean?
Probably not, because he will probably end up lapping him at some point. So Richard will probably end up being one of the ones that will go back for you.
Definitely.
And he's just been took out by
Gillen's just taking him out as well. He's going to be like a bird of his own head, I think.
Massive hit there as well from I think it was Marcus that went for Richard Smith there. He seems to be what is going on. Who's he going for? So there seems to be a bit
Marcus
of
is a lap
chaos
down now.
in this one.
We've got two races going on here. Meanwhile, very quietly, Sean Bowman has sneaked his way up into second place even. So going much better for him. Richard Smith, again, is on the home straight there, facing the wrong way. He's now going the right way. His meeting's going from bad to worse. I think he'd be more at home on the K's track doing the bangers.
Witsy's tangled with him there, seems to be joining in the fun. As is Marcus as well, they're having a bit of a battle down there in the last few places. But as we focus in the middle of the pack there, we've got Grant Leather, as well as Adam Barrett there, which is Slick 124.
Yeah, going
in
well.
fifth place. He's currently just top four in the consolation.
Top four.
Grant Leather's got the decider at the moment, so we're interested to see if things heat up.
Jim Slatter going much better. He's through into second place.
But it does look like Adam Barrett doesn't seem to be gaining on Grant Leather, so he looks like as long as the back markers seem to stay out of the way, it should the top four may stay the same. But Grant Leather's just, as I've said, that commentator's curse put himself on the inside retaining wall, and that's allowed Adam Barrett to gain some time on him. Is he going to be able to get enough in the 5 laps left as they move on to lap 10? The lap boards come out. So Liam Rose out in front, with Jim Slatter in second place.
Just jump on board with V8 Grant. He's just been taken into the wall by Marcus from a lap down. That's allowed Slick through into fourth place. Grant right behind him though, so this is definitely the battle to be watching.
And it looks like Bullock's now as well. He's not far behind there, down in sixth place. Witsy, he's not far behind him. Oh, that's Grant Leather's took him round. Oh, that's Bullock as well, putting the bumper in. That's Grant Leather in the wall. Witsy's now up to sixth place. Definitely got a chance at Bullock into fourth.
Witsy into fifth, right behind him, and he's pulling him away.
Hit from Witsy. What's going on here? We're having a play with Marcus and Richard Smith.
Grant's
now he's in
just
fourth
put him
place.
away.
That was a massive hit from Grant on Bullock down the home straight. So Witsy currently has that place from Grant Leather. They're moving on to lap 14 at the moment.
2 laps left for him to hold on to this fourth place, and I think he could have it. It's paid off for him, and just hanging back a bit.
We've been paying attention to the top boys, and so the further down, it's Jim Slatter who's took up the lead at the moment, and Sean Bowman in second, and Liam Rose having a good battle for the for second there.
Second,
It
yeah.
looks like Jim's going to take the win. And
Yeah.
Jim takes the win there.
It's a good result,
with
that,
Bowman,
for Jim.
Just bringing it down into third. That's Liam Rose in second. And Witsy, what a surprise. I was not expecting that at all.
No.
In fourth.
When he dropped back off the start, I thought that was it for Witsy. But he just hung in there, he kept with them, and he stayed out of the silly games that some of the backmarkers were playing, and it's paid off for him big style there, coming home in fourth. And he makes the final on his debut meeting.
That's not bad, that is it at all? It's a good way to start. I mean, he had a bit of a backwards heat, so maybe that was his plan all along. but it just seemed a bit odd to be nowhere in the heat and then do so well in that one.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So we're now going to try and get these drivers sorted.
So a few DNFs there. It was Adam Barrett who was up there for quite a lot of that time. He DNF'd sadly. And Richard Smith seemed to be, again, the entertainer in that one. As did Marcus. So it's going to be some fast drivers in the final.
Yeah, we're going to change our laps. Get these
we'll
drivers
see
in.
the drivers who didn't qualify. We'll see them in the all comers or in the nationals.
In the all comers, yeah.
Depending what you prefer. Depending what you prefer to call it.
We'll remove some of these drivers that shouldn't be in. Gold Matt did retain. Ollie, unfortunately, didn't make it. World champion not making it.
That's a bit unfortunate there because he has been quick. From what we've seen, has had some good wins. So it's a shame to not see him in the final tonight.
Right, so we're going to allow the drivers to get in for the final. I am just going to nip for a quick interval, Sean. I'll be back very shortly, so I'll leave you to entertain our viewers and go through some of the finalists, and then we'll get back on with the final when I get back.
Not a problem. So, your top 14 out of both of the two heats. So top 5 out of the heats, and then top 4 out the consolation. Some interesting drivers managed to qualify. Still a few fast drivers that sadly didn't make it through. It's going to be a bit of a shame to see them not in, as we have seen. Obviously, it's been all in for the last couple of weeks, but this has definitely made it even more competitive than it already was. With a few more drivers involved. So it's nice to see some new drivers to get involved. As we're looking down the list, you've got Terry Hawkins at the top there. He was a fast driver. And then you've got Shadow Luke, which is Luke Smith, who he was the British champion. So he's managed to make it through, as is Bowman, who managed to get it through in the consolation. Witsy, the surprise of the night, newcomer tonight, obviously, which is Jack Witch. You'll know him as the national mini-stock driver. He managed to make it through. And then Matt Barnard. So as we're just getting the drivers that we need in this one.
We're just going to have a quick count through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we are currently missing one driver, and I think that is Critchley. We'll just mark these off like a register. So Terry's going to manage to get in. Shadow Luke is in. SPD is in. Let's see. Gold Matt. Jumbo. That's one driver I don't know whether you've been mentioning whilst I've been away or not, Sean, that really surprised me, is Craig Thompson.
Yes, I did mention him actually.
Yeah.
He was actually. He had a very good win, and just seemed to get away. We have seen. Well, we've seen that in the first time we streamed them, and we watched them a couple of weeks ago, and he took the first heat by storm, and then spent the rest of the meeting upside down the wrong way. So
Yeah.
that could be how his final goes. But maybe tarmac's more his specialty.
Definitely. So it's Sam Critchley that we're missing. But there seems to be a bit of an issue in that he's left the pit area. So I'm not sure what we're going to do here. And if he can't make it, we might end up getting the next from the consolation.
Which
I think they're
will
saying is
be-
Tom's Story. I have it down as Gillen, but I think what happened with the leaderboard is as Story went across, he must have left, and so it's taken him off the leaderboard. Just try and get clarification here.
as we just wait on getting the last driver in, as there seems to be some problems in the pits by the looks of it for Sam Critchley. Doesn't seem to like he's going to make it through. So we might be getting the fifth place driver through from the consolation, which looks like it could be Story. So we're just waiting on confirmation of that from the officials. So it's definitely made it an interesting night so far. It's interesting to be watching some different drivers in each race, so we'll be interested with them all jumbled together in this one.
Okay, so I think we're going to get Gillen in through from
Craig Thompson.
Yeah. Who's your commentator's curse going to be on then, Sean? Are you going for Craig Thompson for your commentator's curse?
Possibly, yeah. Well, that's probably why he got took out. I think because like last time I said he was man to beat. In the first corner he was upside down, so we'll probably better not do that because it'd be unfair on him. I think maybe one of the faster guys in the back. Maybe.
So Evan is in now. So of the live viewers, who is your money on for the final?
Do you have a favourite in this one?
Me personally, I think I will go for. I always like an outsider. So I'm going to go for Shadow Luke in this one. I think he showed us something that he's not shown us on the Shale. I know he's not really an outsider, being British champion, but with previous meetings, he's not scored that many points, has he? But he's going to have to come from red grade, and he's got the superstars behind him. But I think he could show us why he's British champion in this one.
Yeah, definitely got a chance.
So I think all of the drivers are in now and ready to go.
Now, this track is quite a fast track, as you've already seen in the first three races. If you've got to sort of stay away from the walls a little because they can bite. They remind me a bit of a poster wire track sometimes because the walls sort of crumble away. If you hit them wrong, they sort of fire you out. The way you sort of way you bounce out. So it can be interesting. You have to be careful on the inside. Can that grab you as well?
If we can just ready up, Mr. Co-commentator, we can get underway for this grand final.
I do Apologise.
That's all right. I'm
1 second.
expecting it being quite a roddy affair, this one, and I'm hoping we're going to get 3 or 4 abreast on the corners. Drivers are going to be going on 1 minute for the time. So I'm going to try and get out of their way. One of them's trying to spin me out already. So what I've done for this one is I've set myself a little timer, and we'll try and predict when the cars are about to go. Craig has cheekily gone for front inside off the white, so I'm not sure what Mr. Starter will think of that with him winning the Heat 1, but he's going to give it a try anyway. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But if he gets
So
away
quite a
from
few
that
whites
position,
in this one.
Yeah.
4 whites, only one, well, 2 yellows there with
2 yellows now lining
just
up.
joining.
They get over here so we can see the start-finish line as they come across it. Coming up to 52 seconds by my clock, so it should be any moment now. The starter's getting ready with the green flag, and there he goes. Craig Thompson away, being pushed through by Liam Rose in second, and Hot Rod Gazza on the outside. Stop cut straight into the wall. That's not a good start for him. Witsy with a decent start into 4th place.
No, definitely not. So,
do we think Witsy might have been playing sandbagging through the first couple of races? He's looks like he's got up to speed now, making ground on these yellow tops.
He's definitely looks like one of the quicker ones so far. Oh, he's messed up a little bit there with Gazza. They're both at the wall in turns 1 and 2, and he's been collected from the pack. Possibly might bring an end to Witsy's race, but with 25 laps in this one. It's still early days, but it's Craig Thompson who leads the charge at the moment from Liam Rose. Then Harley Spencer down in 3rd.
Harley's going well again in this final.
Bringing the charge from the Red Tops in 4th place. He's leading the charge. That's second time tonight we've seen him rushing to the front. So he seems to break through pretty quickly. He's got a good racing line there as he comes down the back straight into turns 3. Harley Spencer seems to have a bit of a gap on him, so the top 3 seems to have quietened down and they're starting to spread out now. There seems to be still a bit of contact further down the field, down in 10th position. A few of the guys there are putting the bumper in. Gareth Davis seems to be trying to catch Terry Hawkins there. So not we see Terry up front, but he seems to be caught up early on.
This is one of those tracks though where even if you're faster than a driver, it's very easy for that driver to come back on the inside of you on the next corner. And if you're not careful, you can just get in a never-ending loop of overtaking someone, being overtaken, and it loses your time. And Craig's fastest lap time so far is a 16.5, which I'm sure you'll agree isn't quick for this track.
No.
But it's not slow either. And if Craig can just keep putting them lap times in, he's going to come across back
massive
markers.
hits on turn 2.
That's Gillen up there on the top. He's now been lapped.
Yeah, Bowman was also involved in that pile up there in turn 2. Who is down in the 11th plate. A massive hit on turn 2. Bowman takes Gazza in the wall, and Terry Hawkins also involved in that.
Spectators will have just seen that in the top left of the screen there as Craig Thompson came down the home straight. Sean Bowman going in for a big shot. Is he going to do the same to the race leader? No, he's been nice there. He's let him off the hook by the looks of things. Yeah,
well, it looks like Bowman's thrown the dummy out the pram, and he's piling a few in the fence.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah, possibly. He's not driving like someone who's lost it though. He looks like someone who's just getting a few revenge shots. That European route,
I would say so, yeah,
does come with a target, doesn't it? It does give you that, you know. If you're one of the back markers and you want to make a name for himself, then that's possibly one that you want to take out. My favourite for this race, Shadow Luke, is about to be lapped, so that proves that the commentator's curse is alive and well.
Jim Slasher doesn't seem to be favouring too well either down in
Oh, Shadow
He's gone
Luke's
down
just
to
taken
10th.
out
He
Craig
was-
Thompson. Sorry to interrupt you there, Sean. That's put Harley into the lead. We're going to jump on board with Harley.
Oh wow, that's things are heating up now on lap 15. So Liam Rose has also moved his way up now into second.
If Harley was
Things are
watching
getting
that,
very
he's
interesting.
coming up behind Shadow Luke as well. I wouldn't personally be passing Shadow Luke at this point. I'd be putting him in the wall if I wanted to get past him, regardless of him being a lap down. He's passed him nicely, and there's a back marker that has managed to take out Shadow Luke. So that's a good move for Harley. He's now in first place with a good gap on Craig Thompson, who's battling it out with Liam Rose for second.
Yeah, but it looks like they're away and clear from fourth place man, which is Sleeman. He just got put in the wall. So that's dropped him down
Yeah,
to sixth
fourth place
as
man.
well. Ashley Croft, but they're massively behind now as we move on to lap 18. It looks like it'll be one of the top three that will get this one, unless there's another massive pile-up. Unless the top three go out, but it looks like Harley Spencer's quite comfortable lead, but we did say the same about Craig.
Definitely. Gold Matt is still sat there in fourth. I think he'll be slightly disappointed at that, having broken through the reds and blues so quickly.
Bullock just put him in the wall.
Yeah, he's just been taken out. He might be in fourth place, but he's about to be lapped.
Yeah, Harley is very comfortable in this one. The yellow top being one of the faster drivers here. It looks like Gillian Bullock, the driver, just managed to get that last spot. Just seems to be doing Richard Smith's job in this one, and just taking people out by the looks of things.
Definitely.
Matt Barnard there is just coming across Bullock. He's put the bumper in, which is the good thing to do, get rid of him quickly. Managed to get through.
He's just been taken out. Leader's been taken out. Is that going to allow Craig through into first place? I can't see. Craig is now. Yeah, Craig is back into the lead.
Craig. So lap 22, and Craig Thompson brings up the charge again, but he's been caught up on the home straight. But it looks like he's got it away unscathed. Harley Spencer now under fire from Liam Rose.
I think that is. Oh, that's Terry behind him there. Is Terry now 2 laps down, or is Terry just 1 lap down? Looks like he's going to try and spin him here. No, he's gone through. Just let him through, Craig. Let him through and follow him, mate. Don't try and take him out.
Don't do something silly here.
No.
Definitely, as we're on lap 24, as the leader now. Last lap, the final lap board comes out. It's Craig Thompson.
Liam Rose through into second place.
He's got in the wall, and that's allowed Harley Spencer up to second. So,
Craig Thompson comes across a very popular win, I think.
What a final one. What a drive there from Thompson to
Definitely,
bring it back.
Very
Harley Spencer
impressive.
second. And Matt Barnard somewhere up to third.
Jump on board here with Jim, who's down in 8th place, who's just been put in there by Witsy. Witsy to take 8th place off Jim. That's not been a good final for Jim at all.
No, there's been that was carnage. That was absolute carnage.
Yeah, we're gonna get the results.
Very entertaining race. So as we look at the results there, it's Craig Thompson who takes the win, and then Harley Spencer in second, from Matt Barnard in third, Ashley Croft in fourth, then Bowman, your European champion, in fifth place, Liam Rose, your British champion, in sixth. Then it was Terry Hawkins in seventh, Witsy in eighth, Jim Slatter in ninth, and bringing up 10th spot was Luke Smith. So only 11 finishes in that one anyway. So a few non-finishes there. So a lot of work to do in the pits for the next one for the all-comers. So there's an interesting split for the all-comers this week.
Yeah. So basically, all-comers
which we haven't explained
whites
yet.
And yellows, and all-comers 2 will be blues, reds, and superstars.
Yeah, so that's going to allow something completely different. I'm guessing they're still going to play starting their grades, so only 2 grades in each of the races. So I think they should shake things up a little bit. And they're also doing their team racing as well, which they have done for the last couple of weeks now, which normally an entertaining race. So
I was just asking Craig whether he fancies a chat, but I think we've asked him in the past. I think he's one of the shyer drivers. I'm not sure he's going to want to chat.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see. So we're going to try and get some of these white tops into the lobby that weren't in the final. So one of them is Story. Story's coming back in. I don't think he was far off qualifying for the final, Story.
No, definitely not. There was a few drivers that were just unlucky. So we got to see the white tops and the yellow top. So it was a white top who took the win in the final, and a yellow top bringing that second place. So the two fast drivers there who are probably looking to move up a grade at some point. So I think Craig Thompson definitely favours the tarmac surface, as we've seen. That's 2 wins tonight for him. Will he be making it a third? He's got a good chance, or have we just cursed him?
Well, of course, he's going to be a lap down in this one, so it'll be a good race for him to come back and win this. I could see him picking up a few places, though, because the drivers certainly have been putting the bumpers in tonight.
Yeah.
Just check on the lap totals for this. We got another driver jumped in who shouldn't be in. Okay, we've had it confirmed that it is 15 laps. I think we've got everyone in. Marcus is one of the drivers who should be in, but I think he's left the pit area, so I don't think we'll be seeing him out for the all-comers, which is a shame. Just try and remove.
No, that is a shame.
Remove Barker. He's a banger driver, so we definitely don't need a banger driver racing. We've already got enough of them on the track.
Well, it looks like it, definitely. Well, it keeps the banger fans happy anyway, these last couple of races. They've been rather exciting.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure I saw some waving in at some point in that one. So, will we see some revenge hits from a few drivers? I mean, Richard Smith has been an entertainer throughout this. He's always, if you want to see some carnage, he's the one to watch. So could we see a same in this one? Witsy was getting involved in the first heat, and he was a little bit in the consolation, but somehow still managed to qualify for the final. I don't know how you do that, but
so I think we're ready to go for this all-comers. Just 9 drivers coming out for the whites and yellows. If you could ready up there, Mr. Co-Commentator, we'll get them underway. They're going to go on 50 seconds for this one. I'll get my stopwatch ready.
Is that their way?
One of them has just put me into the fence there as I've tried to get off the track. So they definitely mean business for this
nice
one.
of them. So as we're both off the track now, they've looks like they've all lined up. Mostly, just Craig Thompson bringing
starting the lap down there.
The front.
Yeah, so it'll be a clutch start again. He looks like he's just trying to upset someone there right behind him. So We're currently hitting about 45 seconds, so it'll be any minute now. They're going to go look for that green flag drop in, and there they go. Looked like a bit of a jump start there, if I'm being honest, from the front. Craig Thompson.
Richard Smith gets a good start there.
Possibly nodding gear.
So Craig seems to have gone backwards so far. Already some big hits from him, as he's already a lap down.
Yeah, he's gone for
Richard
the full
Smith
lap
in
down
third
now.
place there. I don't know what's going on there. And he's moved up to first. Someone else has took the wheel, because it can't be Craig. And that's Andrew Thompson, a massive hit. Maybe Richard's playing with putting people in the wall has just come back to haunt him there.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a bit of retribution. It's Witsy and Red Shed in the back there, back straight, having a bit of a play. Jack Witz is taking no prisoners on his first meeting out.
Then Witz is just looking like he's going to be nearly lapped by our leader, which is Liam Rose. And then Harley Spencer in second, who just had a good run in the final. And Craig Thompson just puts in Tom's Story there. Massive hit on turns 1 and 2 from Thompson, who's trying to make his way back up. He's currently sitting in 9th place in this one.
This is looking like a rerun from the final battle for second and third place between LR, Liam Rose, and Harley there in second place. Witsy just sat a lap down in front of the leader, but if anything looks to be pulling away slightly, is he going to play a part in this all-comers result? Red Shadow again there. I think he keeps spinning it round. I don't think he turns it round on Oppo on purpose. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not so sure. But Tom's Story just seems to have worn it from Richard Smith there on turns 3 and 4. He's currently down in 6th place. But Harley Spencer is in the lead now from Liam Rose. So will Harley possibly take a win in this one? He was obviously looking for a final win there. It looks like Richard Smith seems to have got some mechanical problems there in turns 3 and 4. Looks like he's struggling to get that one going. So it could be the end of his night in this one. This Harley Spencer from Liam Rose.
Yeah, it's between these two for winning it, definitely. We're still on board with Liam Rose, but Harley's probably stretching that lead very slightly.
Yeah, they're half a lap ahead from Gareth Davis. Craig Thompson is having some fun with Tom Story on the home straight there.
Richard Smith's wrecked his car on turn 3 and 4.
So it looks like things are spreading out. There seems to be a bit of carnage going on turns 3 and 4. Craig Thompson seems to be back in his wrecking ways after the heat and final double.
Definitely, he's done 10 laps from a lap down and thought, stuff for this. We'll have a go at the leaders. Lost the leaderboard on the left.
Story's just been put in on turn 4 by Witsy, and Harley Spencer just seems to be just sort of coasting round now as he moves onto lap 14.
Yeah, I mean, would you be in a hurry to try and get past Jack Witz there, a lap down? I don't think I would be.
No, not at all. He's got a fairly comfortable lead from Liam Rose, Liam Rose is being chased by Craig Thompson. If I was Liam Rose, I'd be worried here, because you could get taken out down in the last lap. And it looks like it might be happening on turns 1 and 2. Craig Thompson puts Liam Rose out, which might allow Gareth Davis up to 2nd place. And Gareth Davis is now up to 2nd place. And it looks like Harley Spencer is going to take a very comfortable all-comers win there in 1st. Allow Gareth Davis to come in 2nd. And Liam Rose, he's going to bring 3rd place. And Witsy bringing the 4th, who's been part of the carnage.
Yeah, an impressive 4th place.
We've still got a bit of time for 5th, 6th, and 7th to come past. I mean, not surprised from Harley to win that one, really. That last race, the final was between Craig and Harley, and Harley definitely looks like possibly undergraded, really.
Yeah, I'd say so. Although I think this is his first meeting as a yellow, and he's been running as white previously. So we look for the results coming in. Slick 124 has just gone across the line, and Craig Thompson in seventh, which seventh from a lap down usually wouldn't be a bad result, but when there was only 7 finishers, possibly. I think he got 7th. I think somebody must have. Oh no, 6th. Yes, I do apologise. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. No, it was 7th because Witsy got a position but left, so it took him off the leaderboard.
Yes, he did, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
He did,
so
yes, sorry.
We're now getting the red men in, and the blues and the superstars for what should be. I'm expecting an all-out battle here because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of these guys have had a race win yet tonight. And we know what the higher grade drivers are like. They like a win, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. It's been definitely a lower grade affair tonight. This track seems to have favoured the lower driver. But then some of the back markers have been getting quite involved in the action, and has caused some issues for a few drivers. I mean, it looked like in that one Richard Smith had a nice comfortable lead at one point, and then it was Andrew Thompson who put an end to that.
Yes, yeah.
Thomas Andrew, I should say, getting your names mixed up. But so that's probably from Craig's doings, and he likes to take people out from a lap down. That's probably not done him any favours.
No, definitely, and I mean, I think one of the things we're struggling with more than anything tonight is the amount of drivers we've got on. My hat really does go off to the PlayStation guys over on a Sunday night. They've been doing this for the past 2 weeks. We've effectively 2 lobbies on the go, and trying to keep a track of who's where and what is very impressive.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky.
So I was mentioning to the listeners earlier, Sean, and I'm going to drop this one on you. So apologies if you've not watched or not kept up with this. But last week on the PlayStation side, the European was won by Craig Kellett. Did you watch the race, or do you know anything about Craig?
I haven't.
No.
I haven't. No, that name doesn't ring any bells to me. So whether you can.
Well, Craig's a Wharton lad, which is why I know Craig. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. And I think it was quite a bit of pride there watching him come home in first on the PlayStation side. He certainly drove a good race, much like Sean Bowman did on our side. He sort of held the lead from early and managed to avoid all the crossover carnage that there was to bring it home in first place.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it's good to see a win there for them. I'm just looking at the results from the PS4 lads from last week. I'm just trying to find them. So seems to be a few drivers racing from Jim Slatter there. Seems to race in the PS4 series as well, by the looks of things.
We're hearing from the main man in the chat that Craig Thompson's potentially going to be getting a red roof after this meeting, which I think would be a bit harsh, jumping him straight from white to red on one final win. I mean, he went very well, but
yeah. I think that'd be a bit unfair. I mean, possibly Richard Smith needs to be relegated from yellow to white.
Possibly, yeah.
I think yellow's a bit overgrade for him.
He might be getting a few letters through the post and having to stand in front of the disciplinary panel, I think, during the week from some of the action I've seen.
Well, yeah, it's been interesting.
I think we definitely need to extend an invite to him to come and join us on the banger racing scene. and see how he gets on.
Definitely, he'll definitely be well acquired to that. I think.
Definitely.
It's probably puts the hits in bigger than we do, to be honest.
Certainly bigger than you do, mate. No offence, but you don't like hitting stuff normally.
Don't know what you're
about.
about.
To you a bit tonight.
It's fine. I do call myself the DD King. You know, upsets me a bit there. So as they pull away there now. So Bullock's got the lead. So, these are the higher grade drivers. Obviously, you've got the blues, reds, and superstars in this one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Cross down the start-finish line.
Matt Barnard as well, again, who is pushing through the front. He's up to second place already.
Can he make it stick this time, though? Because we saw him get to the front early on in the final, and then he didn't really do anything with it.
No, he didn't. He also did it in the heat, and again, he's not... But it'll be interesting to see who takes the win here. None of the top lads have took a win so far tonight.
We've got Ollie Spencer in third, and of course the Grand National King is in 5th/4th, battling with Sleeman. As they come into this final corner, Gillen going for a very wide line. That's not the line I'd suggest for this track.
No, but you know, you're not the expert, you know.
Matt
Barnard down. Start getting my own little dig. So Barnard, he seems to be catching Bullock there, and he hits the outside wall on the home straight, which has allowed Matt Barnard, but he also got caught up with Bullock there. So Spencer in third seems to be pulling. Pushing
reeling
hard
them in,
there,
isn't he? Yeah. If you can just keep it nice and tight, because these two at the front seem determined to destroy the track for our marshals to fix again before the teams race, as if they've not got enough to deal with having to cover up the old patches and now having to fix the walls as well.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like the top three men have seems to have pulled clear of everybody else. The rest of them seem to be in a bit of a battle further down. Ashley Koff's trying to break free from that group as they head into turns 3 and 4 with Bowman just behind
Gillen's
him.
just lost it on the home straight there. He slowed himself right down. That's allowed Gillen through, not Gillen, Matt Barnard through into first place. Is Gillen going to come back? He is going to come back. It's a big shot. Matt Barnard has managed to ride it very well. We'll stick with Gillen into this corner as he misses him. And that's going to allow Matt now through into the lead quite comfortably. The question now is...
Spencer now...
Yeah, can Matt hold that lead?
There's 4 laps remain in this one now. So Mr. Starter's been putting the lap boards out now.
Yeah.
So,
I did have my stats up at some point. Has Matt had a win before in this series? He's certainly not had a win on live, that's for sure. But I think he might have won one earlier in the season.
I think he has won at some points. I'm not 100% sure. Jim Slatter not really having a good race in this one.
No, there's some big action going on below the camera.
Yeah, he's about to be lapped by Matt Barnard. As we look further down the field, Ashley Croft just moved up to second place. Ollie Spencer trying, and Matt Bowman as well, also in a group there, all together. Ashley Croft seems to be breaking through, going into turns 1 and 2, but it's allowing Matt Barnard to comfortably just drive away in this one as he takes the last lap board. Ashley Croft in second. It's between Bullock and Ollie Spencer for third, but Spencer just put himself wide, so it looks like Bullock might have this one unless Spencer can go for a last lap lunge.
Matt has come
and it doesn't look like it's going to pay off. And so Bullock second. Terry Hawkins has managed to take his place from Ollie there. Bowman in 6th. Now a bit of probably more of a round race than we have seen probably from the last one.
You've got to expect that from the higher grade drivers, definitely. All the same, I think Matt he got out early, and this time he didn't lift off, did he? He carried on and got through it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good race. It was good to see him get through. I mean, he's definitely seems to be the hard charger of the night, I would say, from me. Just seems to get through the pack a lot quicker than a few of the red tops. Maybe he's not got as a bigger target on his back as a few of the other drivers seem to have.
Definitely. So we're going to invite Matt in for a quick chat whilst we set this race up for the whites and yellows to do their team race. So we'll get Matt in. We'll get the higher grade drivers out whilst we set that out. Matt has now joined. Have you clicked on Matt to allow your audio?
Yes, I think so.
Excellent. So, relief to get a win there, mate?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Eaton final, I think I ended up getting taken out by cars that were a lap down both times, so no trouble winning the national. Stealing Sean Bowen's title.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's been a few meetings since he's won one, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but that was like such a different meeting, I think, especially the track with there being no runoff. If someone gets taken out, they're putting back on like straight in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, it made the hits a bit more aggressive. When we noticed a lot more cars probably getting more involved in the races. You seem to push quite hard through the reds and seem to be the driver that was charging through more than others.
Well, yeah,
we noticed.
Rich and Superstars are the fast ones, so I'm just trying to get away from them. Really?
You're supposed to be one of the fast ones as well, though, mate, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I suppose there's that, but yeah, that's normally it. I'm just thinking about getting away from them rather than like pulling a gap to the Reds and Superstars, because they're the only ones that are putting in like a bigger hit on you as well. Trying to get you out of the way.
Yeah, definitely.
I must say, out of the two all-comers, though, that one was definitely the least hard-hitting. The whites and yellows turned into a bit of a DD in the end there.
Watching that while I was waiting, it was absolute chaos.
So
good to watch, but
we've had a few new drivers out tonight. Have any of them impressed you?
I think Jack Witts, I spoke to him a little bit, and he said he's been doing one of the leagues on R Factor, and he said he hadn't played this in ages, and then I think in the National was he fourth? I know in one of them he was right up there, so he's certainly done well.
I think he's been very unlucky in terms of getting spun out, but when he has been getting going again in front of the leaders, he's been sort of keeping in front of the leaders. So.
Yeah, exactly. He's I'd say out of the new ones tonight, I think it's probably one of the standout ones for me.
Definitely. So teams race is the last race left for you guys. Any plans for that? Any drivers you're targeting? Any revenge
well,
shots?
It depends who's on my team, really, because we don't know the teams until
you jump
we get
in. No,
put in the game. So
no.
The big hits will probably be the ones that aren't on my team. No real agenda between them.
No, well, this is it. I mean, obviously, if you want it front ones as well, you're just going to have to do the rodding, aren't you, and hope the rest of the team can...
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You've scored based on your position, so if you're at the front, you've got to... It's like New Zealand, really. If you're at the front, you've got to run and keep an eye out for those that are around you. If you're towards the back, you've just got to nail everything around you.
Definitely. Right, well, thanks for coming and chatting with us, mate.
No worries, thank you.
Let you go and get your car ready for this team's race, and
cheers.
hopefully speak to you again in the future. See you later, mate.
Hopefully. See ya.
So
always a nice lad to chat to, Matt, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Matt seemed fairly happy with his win there. I think he was happy enough just to get through and not get taken out. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think after the
disappointment
of the final, if I was in his shoes, I'd certainly be thinking that was an opportunity missed to win the fight. Because, as I previously mentioned, he got through all the reds and the blues, who you'd normally class as the faster drivers, and then not to be able to reel in the three that were in front of him, the two whites and the yellow top. He'll probably have been disappointed with that. I think we're ready to go here with this team race. We're going to have to try and get off the track very quickly here and out of their way, because they don't bother with a rolling start on this one.
No, I'm just going to move out way and let them drive past me.
The action up for you as soon as we can, viewers. So it looks like it's Liam Rose out in front early on. Get the leaderboard up there, and it is Liam Rose out in front. Hot Rod Gaza in second. Both of them on the blue team, which has put the blue team in a commanding position after 2 laps of this 15-lap race. Watch for the big hits going in.
A few of the viewers, if you're not sure, so the team some big hits going in on turns 1 and 2. Slick. Yeah, Slick seems to have took the brunt of that.
Yeah, what we might do with this one...
Richard Smith seems to be joining in.
So we might jump on board with Richard Smith.
So if your team gets the win in... yeah, definitely, he normally is, yeah. In most races. If your team gets the win, you get points. So it's a random team, so it just... So... obviously, you're wanting to be quite close at the moment.
Oh, 2 of the blue team have just taken each other into the fence. That is not how it's done. And Hot Rod Gaza now is facing the wrong way. Oh no, he's not. But he's done 3 of his team. Blue team has had an absolute meltdown on this lap. I don't know what's going on. But there's going to be a few fingers pointed in the pits after this one, I'm sure. And Richard Smith has just gone in on another one of his teammates there, on Liam Rose. I don't know what is going on here. Sean, can you make head and a tail of that?
Oh. No, I couldn't see what was going on there. I had a few technical problems. But I seen a few of the blue cars taking each other out on the home straight. That was about all I seen.
He's still at it. Richard Smith is taking out Liam Rose there again. Something must have been said in the pits. That's all I can think of.
Story went in a hit on teammate Harley Spencer as well. Just rode in the fence to part of the blue team. They seem to have thrown the teams out the window and just going for everybody in this one. This is turning into an all-out war. But even after all the carnage from Richard Smith, it's the blue team that's leading the way.
Somehow, I don't know how. I mean, we have lost, I think, 2 of the red team.
Andrew Thompson seems to have got the lead in this one.
One of the red teams there has been put away by Craig Thompson. Craig Thompson has had enough of winning for tonight. He's decided to get his bumper out again. Stockscart does lead this one for the red team, but it's not going to win it, I don't think. On board with Liam Rose in third.
Well, Richard Smith took Gareth Davis out there. Oh no, look, Liam Rose has just been there.
Liam Rose has just gone. That's why it's come up with your Rex at the top there. We'll jump on board with race leader Stockscart. And we're down to 4 drivers left in this one. This has turned into a DD. This could be last car running, this.
It could be, yeah. Richard Smith somehow still going. God knows now how.
He's let
looks like the blue team.
He's let the red team past. Obviously, he's waiting for his teammate.
Well, obviously, it makes sense if he doesn't want him to win.
Stockscart gone in there on Richard Smith.
So this has been a fantastic one. Oh, he's leaving Craig Thompson alone though, but taking everyone else out with him. He's got for Gareth Davis again, just missed him. Is he going to go?
Oh,
he's got for Andrew Thompson.
Big
oh,
shot.
What a hit! What a head on.
He's got one shot left on him, Richard Smith. Is he going to save it for Stock on the next lap? I think he is. Here we go.
Possibly.
Big head on coming. Stock's car takes it and puts Richard Smith out.
That's 3 left running now. So, but it looks like the blue team comfortably should take this one. Really, even Andrew Thompson from the red team.
They will. The points at the top, the Stockscart's picking up 9 points for his team when he goes across the line, but the next two are picking up 8 and 7 for their team, so that means the blue team are definitely going to win this one. Some serious action there, though. First time I've seen these lads race on tarmac, and they've not disappointed. They've really gone for it. Do you think the Reds and Blues will live up to that?
Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, their all-comers race was a bit tame, so maybe they can bring it together. Be interested to see who the wreckers will be in that one. Because I don't think I really class any of them as more of as wreckers. But Richard Smith didn't seem to care what team you're on in that one.
No.
Definitely made it interesting for us in the commentary box. Made it fun for us to commentate on. So as we just look at the results, it's Andrew Thompson takes the win for the red team, but it wasn't enough as Gareth Davis comes in second for the blue team and Craig Thompson in third. They're the only 3 finishers, and it's the blue team who takes the win, and everyone on the blue team will get points in that one. So even after Richard Davis's fun, but it wasn't enough to stop his team from winning.
No, but if there's an Entertainers Award, he's got it in the bag, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I think how you have someone on that in your team and you still win, it just shows that the rest of the team's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're being a bit unfair on him there. I think he was probably taking out everyone, not just his own team, but everyone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he just forgot. Maybe he forgot what race it was.
Possibly.
So we move on from that one, and we move on to the team race for the Blues and the Reds and the Superstars. Some quick drivers in here.
Yeah, we'll watch the. We've invited everybody in, so we'll watch how the teams unfold. Ashley Crofts and Grant Lever on the same team, along with Gillen and Luke Smith. For the blue team, you've already got Jim Slatter, Sean Bowman. Oh no, Jim Slatter's gone to the red team. Terry's on the blue team, and Matt Barnard, the all-comers winner, is on the blue team. Ollie mate down there isn't one of Ollie Spencer's mates. He's just one of the Bangor lads who's tried to join. So we'll get rid of them. And yeah, this could turn into a decent. I think we'll be left with 5-on-5 here for the Reds and for the Red, Blues and Superstar grades.
Yeah, so looking like it could be a good one, this. Interested to see if they live up to the same action as the first team race. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, looking at the two teams, I think the blue team is the one I'm going to go for before this starts. Purely because they've got Matt, who won the last one, and they've got Terry, current points leader. And we know that Sean Bowman and Ollie Spencer like a hit. Sleeman is the new chap tonight, so he's going to find this race interesting, I'm sure. Jim could be out to pick off a few drivers that have been taking him out during the meeting. But they're all ready. They're all away. So we'll get going. We'll hope that we're able to get out the way quick for these drivers as they come through. I am sat on the inside, so I'm not even going to try for that gap. I'm going to move out the way. Hope I don't get it here. Okay.
I managed to move out of the way.
It's a bit hairy-scary, isn't it, when you're trying to get out of the way? Okay. We'll get into spectate mode. And we can already hear the action there in the background. Sleeman been taken out of first place already.
That's allowed two of the red team up first and second.
And third by the looks of it. Gillen in third.
Aaron didn't see that.
Oh!
So Ashley Croft and Grant Leather first and second. Matt Barnard up to third place there from the blue team, who takes it away from Bullock. Bullock trying to come back. Sleeman also putting, they've all gone in the wall on turns 3 and 4. Witsy also goes in for a big hit as well. Some massive hits from there on turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, we're not sticking with the leaders at the moment because this is where the action seems to be. And Sean Bowman's just been put in the fence big style there from Gillen. Gillen is really proving to be the muscle for the red team.
Just took Bowman in the wall as well on turns 3.
Yeah, we're going to try and jump on board with the leaders now, see where the leaders are at. They're coming round. The red team all clumped together there, 2 of them leading and the rest of them at the back. But most importantly picking the points up. Grant Lever there could have gone in for a shot but didn't because he's in second. He wants to keep that position. The red team blockers taking each other out.
Sleeman seems to be doing a similar thing for Richard Smith and taking his own team out. He's hit every single one of his own team there, but he's going for everybody.
He has just stopped the leader, though.
Ashley Croft out.
Yeah, and the leader's just been done by his teammate as well.
It looks like he's not bothered who he takes out in this one.
No.
And he's looks like he's out.
He's just met his own teammate head on the straight. Well, here's me saying that he won't know what to do in this race, and there he is on Oppo.
So, it was probably just threw everything out the window and it was take everyone out.
We've got Richard Smith watching this one from the sidelines. I'm sure he's impressed by that Oppo work there from Sleeman.
Definitely. Well, Bullock also seems to be an early driver who seems to have gone out in this one.
Yeah, we'll jump on board with gold
marks.
That
Luke Smith just also goes as well.
Sean Bowman now waiting up for the leaders. Matt Barnard waiting
with a
up
comfortable
as well.
lead in the points as well from the top 2. The first place blue driver is in third there, which is Ollie Spencer. Then Terry Hawkins in fourth. So
I've
only
noticed
6 left running this one.
Jim has gone for, I think that's a war wagon is in, Jim. Pretty sure I noticed one in that previous race as well, so it looks like the blockers have gone for different material this week to try and help them. I'm going to jump on board again with the leaders, see how they're getting on. The Grant Lever's actually leading, but we're on board with Crofts in second. Grant Lever coming up behind Matt Barnard. Matt Barnard's going to try and stop him. That's going to allow this bunch to come up. A big shot in from Ashley Crofts. That puts Matt Barnard away.
Some big hits going in this one. So as we're moving on, lap 15 now. It's the last lap of the race. So Ashley Croft, who is leading currently from Grant Leather. It looks like the red team are going to take a dominant victory in this one. With,
this one's
3
close,
red teams still going. No, only 2 blue. Well, 3 blues, I should say. Sorry.
There goes across the line, Ashley Crofts to take the win for the red team. Ollie coming home in third. Not been a good night for Ollie on the whole. And I think he was on the blue team for this one, so that's a 0 points for this one as well for Ollie.
0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 points for Ollie. 0 po Yeah, it's not been a good night for him, from him.
No. So that is the meeting done. They're not going to do a DD tonight, which I think is probably why the whites and yellows went so hard in that other race. Creating their own little DD.
It's definitely been exciting for us, and I'm sure the mechanics will enjoy repairing the carnage they've left for them. Maybe that's the reason why they don't do real team racing in stock cars, probably.
Probably, yeah. Although there is rumours in the chats of V8's funding a team to go across to New Zealand by the looks of things. So you never know.
That'd be fantastic to see, because they seem to not lack on the hits from them.
No, that's
they're definitely there's definitely enough skilled drivers on the V8 side, so there's definitely possible good chance of drivers going over.
Yeah.
So a good night all round, I think, on the tarmac. I think
definitely nice to see different winners as well. Certainly on the scale, it was pretty dominant from the likes of Jim Slatter and Terry Hawkins, but tonight on the tarmac, it was dominant from the whites and yellows.
Yeah, it looked like the star member seemed to be getting caught up. Obviously only getting a win later down the meeting when it was them where their race only, but in the heats and final, it's all gone to the lower graders. And obviously the man of the night was Craig Thompson, a heat and final double. He'll definitely be celebrating tonight, I think.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. So, you know what I'm going to ask now? Next week, do you know what's coming? Because I have had a check. I'm going to tell you. Get yourselves ready next week, because we have a double header. So bring your sleeping bag,
okay.
Bring your umbrella,
fantastic.
Bring everything. We're heading to Big Valley Outer Oval, and we're heading to Hilltop Figure 8 for the second meeting. So,
okay.
Two big tracks. You'll see the drivers will be changing the diffs this week, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, to allow for higher top-end speed. So based on tonight's results, who do you see going well next week?
Well, it'd be interesting. I mean, I think Harley Spencer, who's running from Yellow.
That's a good shout.
He's definitely seemed to be a standout for me. I mean, if they're going to say Craig Thompson's going to move up to red to next week, or even moves up a grade at all, that could hinder him a bit.
Yeah. I think he's got the pace to go for reds, but I don't think he's got the patience looking at his Grand National result.
Yeah. I mean, the viewers haven't seen Big Valley Outer Oval, and it's a lot bigger than what they've just ran on. Than what you've seen, and I think the carnage it's a lot wider, and it's definitely more like what you call a NASCAR track. So once you get away there, as long as you're way clean, you should be pretty good round there. You can.
It's about maintaining the speed on that track, isn't it? You don't want to be battling on that track. And when you pass people, you can't really afford to put them away, because that's going to slow you down, and you're not going to catch the cars in front.
Yeah. Contact is a tricky thing around that track because it's so fast. It's sometimes you're better off just sort of being clean around there. Whether these guys will is another matter. Probably not.
Probably not. No.
But
Hilltop Figure 8.
Exciting for us.
Hilltop Figure 8.
Carnage.
Yeah. Speaking as the cameraman, I'm dreading that track to try and keep an eye on what's going on throughout the action there, because it's such a big track, and you really struggle to see.
Definitely.
What's going on? We might be. Shadow Luke has stayed in the game, and he's put a thumb up. I'm going to try and invite Shadow Luke to the to the party, Luke Smith, and see if we can get a quick chat with him. But yeah, Shadow Luke has joined. Luke, if you're new to this, mate, at the top of the party, you should be able to include your audio if you fancy a quick chat.
Hey.
If we can hear you, if you've got a mic, even possibly some technical difficulties there. Well, I'm hearing nothing coming through at the moment, which is a shame.
No, neither am I. Just trying to sort it out.
So next week I think Outer Oval could be a bit more oddie. Hilltop Figure 8 is just going to be a lottery, I think. Try and keep your cars running and avoid the crashing. So I think we'll probably leave it with Luke Smith for today, and hopefully he'll be able to get his mic sorted for the next meeting, and we can have a chat with him maybe before the meeting starts. Don't forget to check out the PS4 guys tomorrow night. They'll be running the same meeting, so it'll be Big Valley Inner Oval. This time you'll be able to watch it on YouTube to see who takes the victory tomorrow night. So from myself, Twisty, thank you very much for watching, and from my co-commentator, Sean136.
We'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching.